Hi, Des.
Hey, Jess.
What's up?
Not much. How are you?
I'm doing well. A little tired. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay today. Yeah. Do you want to maybe get this episode started with what you're grateful for?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Super grateful to be alive.
Mm-hmm. Preach.
Preach, yes. And for Moon and Simba Milo, they're the best. We just take the best naps all the time. All three of us just
Yeah.
splatted on the bed. It's so good.
Love
so
that.
good for my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just
Simple. I
You.
like that. Oh,
Yeah, just
stop,
you.
stop.
Yeah.
You too. Yeah.
What about you?
Same. Always those naps that you're talking about with the pets.
Oh my gosh,
dude.
yeah.
Elite, like nothing tops that. Those are the most refreshing ones. So yeah, my babies, Ellie, Callie, Cheeky Breaky. I'm also super thankful for the stray cats that are like around where I live
Yes.
right now. And I was thinking about how I'm gonna move and I'm gonna miss them. And like I kinda hope there's stray cats in that area too. So I can have new animals to love.
Okay,
also.
yeah.
But yeah, I hope these ones stay doing good.
I know, I love stray cats. I was feeding them for a minute, and then my
Nice.
partner would get mad because there's a ton of cats
Stray
at the
cats
house.
everywhere.
I'm like, sorry.
That's funny. No, I mean someone's got to do it. I got treats for these cats. Like I don't have cats, so I just got these random cat treats. I was like, maybe
Yeah.
they'll like them, and like I left some on like I don't know what it's called, like on that fence, the top of it.
Oh yeah, the
And-
little guardrail.
Yeah. And I put like a little pile. I was like, maybe like while I'm gone, they'll eat them. They'll
Yeah.
start coming over. Dude, they were there for 2 days. The cats did
Oh,
not
no.
want them. I was like, these cats, I don't know, something about them. They're too bougie. They don't want my treats or something.
Yeah.
They've been getting too fed, too good. But them and I'm grateful because I heard back from my friend that I went to the vet with that random person, and the dog is alive and well. Yay, super good.
Did they figure out what was wrong with it?
I didn't ask any more questions. I doubt they did either.
Oh,
but
okay.
from what I could tell,
Nice.
the dog's healthy and alive.
For a second, I thought you meant the birthday friend responded to you.
They're like, I heard it, and I think you're.
Oh my
weird.
God.
I'm just kidding. No, but I did. I ever say that they did respond to my message?
No.
Okay, so they did like that next morning or something.
Okay.
And they were just like, yeah, love you,
Nice.
basically just
Nice.
everything we thought it would be.
Yeah. Perfect.
So, yeah, that was awesome. I would say that, yeah. And art or just being creative, everybody being creative in everybody's minds. And like, I guess because I'm thinking like, we watch so much media, we take in so much media, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of creative push for those things to become reality, you know what I mean? So grateful for that as well. I'd say that's what I'm grateful for.
I got one more.
Go ahead.
Grateful that we're so great at Fortnite.
I know. Remember when we was winning and winning?
Yes.
Yeah, and then
I knew the next time we got together, we'd be so good.
I know. It's because I got that chorus skin.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So, definitely.
Yeah.
But that was a lot of fun. Playing Fortnite's fun.
I know. I wish I had more time.
I wish it was split screen so I could play with my partner, too. It's a bummer.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. What'd you do this week?
Work,
Yeah.
work, some work and work. Played Fortnite with you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Did you didn't watch no movies and go anywhere?
Oh,
eat
I did.
anywhere?
You know what? Working 7 days, like, really blurs stuff for me again. I guess I did go... I think, I only went to the movies once this week.
Okay, what'd you see this time?
I saw Late Night Talks with the Devil.
Oh, I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
it's
Okay.
if it's out, it's okay to watch. Don't go see it. I mean,
Whoa,
you can.
this is coming from the girl who loves all movies she watches in theater.
It's not scary. Well, I guess if you get scared, go watch it. It's not scary at all.
Okay.
In my opinion.
So what's the basic premise?
There's a talk show host, late night talk show host, and like He has the show, and it's like almost number one. It's always like number two compared to this other show that's always doing great. And then his wife, he like gets signed onto a network, and then his wife ends up getting sick with lung cancer. He's like, oh my God, the non-smoker with lung cancer. And then she like dies, and then he kind of spirals after, and then he comes back, and then starts like his show starts doing okay again. But yeah, so then it's Halloween night, and they're having like spook night, and they invite a fortune teller type guy, and then a skeptic, and then they invite this author and a girl who is possessed. That okay, so there's like a cult or whatever, because it's like in the satanic panic era.
Okay.
And there's like a cult, and like they raid the house where like they're doing sacrifices and doing whatever, and then like it's a huge group, and there's like a fire at their place, and all of them are dead except this one baby, and the baby is that girl.
Okay.
And like that lady, she's like a therapist or something, and she like adopts her, and then like does training for her, and like learns how to like help her manage when the devil comes out and stuff.
So is she like the spawn of Satan or something?
No, she's just possessed
By
like
the devil himself?
Not the devil, whatever demon the cult was worshipping or whatever.
Gotcha.
And then yeah, so like they go onto the show, and like then you know they get really good ratings or something.
Okay.
Yeah, but stuff happens, and like they bring the skeptic on. He's like, yeah, I'll pay you this much to if you like
prove
it. Yeah. And yeah, it's just kind of,
and it wasn't okay. It was just all right.
It's like if you're watching the live show, I guess, like if you're part of the audience or whatever. And then you just see like behind the scenes, and then it goes a little bit deeper. The story's interesting. The end is very like, it's interesting. It's like you don't really know what happens. He ends up having like some illusion towards then, and then something happens, and then it pans out, and that's the end of the movie. And like during the illusion, it kind of ties up some stuff through the movie, but it also leaves like a very open, like maybe this happened, maybe this didn't happen.
Gotcha.
Or kind of like, so you gotta like use your brain a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, nice you got out. Got some popcorn.
Yeah, I was gonna go see Cabrini. I had 2 free tickets. It's like, that's what I'm saying.
I even never
yeah, it's based off of a true story or something. And I had 2 tickets, and then I kept asking everyone. No one wanted to go watch it with me. And you were at work.
Yeah.
And it was like 2 hours and 25 minutes, and I was so tired, and I was like, do I really want to go? Because it started at like 6:40.
Okay.
And I was like, so it'd be a little bit after I get home from work. And then I was like, do I want to go and be
take
there?
a nap at the theater?
And I was like, no. So then I just napped at home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dang.
But,
well, hey.
Yeah, besides that, I don't know if I don't think I watched anything new or crazy. What about you?
What? Oh, the new Fallout series. Have you heard about it?
No,
From Fallout, like video game.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not familiar with like any of the Fallout things. I know like what it like. It's a thing, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah. So, well, it's funny because I kind of knew about the show, but I wasn't really keeping up with when it was going to come out, and I had downloaded this app that they came out with when Fallout 4 was coming out.
Okay.
I would think I was a freshman. Or no, I was definitely not a freshman. I think I was like a sophomore or junior in high school. Okay. But I remember I downloaded it, and it's called Fallout Shelter, and it's basically like a vault. Like you're in the game, you're like the vault runner. So like you build rooms, and you accept people or kick them out or have people journey and come back, whatever. And they're just like, it's a very simple, idle game. I love it. But then it's cute because then the movie or the show is coming out, and it came up like when I opened the game, it was like Fallout 33, Vault 33 or whatever, because that's the vault in the show. Okay. And I told my partner that it was really crazy because when I first downloaded the app when I was a kid, like, my lucky number's 3. The first vault that I made on there was 333, and then the second one was 33. And then 003. But I just was like, oh, look, they chose my favorite number.
Yeah.
They like did it after my vault. No. But it's a really good show. I'm only on episode 3. But it's super freaking gory, dude. I was not expecting that. It's an Amazon show. Yeah. And it's number 1 right now. And I almost watched Ricky Stenicki, but I didn't because it's right there too. It's like right underneath it.
Nice,
I've been watching this show. And it's like there's this one scene where somebody has like a gun, whatever. There's a lot of shooting and stuff. And then they like basically get shot in like their head. And like so they shoot them in the head. Yeah. Their fucking head like blows out from the back. Yeah. And then they still have the gun in their head and they're shooting people through their head. Oh my god. And you're like seeing the brains. It's like so gross. It's like so funny. Gross. I had to look away a couple times just because it was just so gory. There's a couple I can't deal with like pieces getting cut off.
How is the like CGI on the gore?
Sometimes it's like super you can tell. Yeah. It's like, that's not really a brain. It's like more blurry, kind of pixely kind of looking. But then when they use like practical effects, it looks too real. It looks way too real, but it's like really good. And every like set design looks so much like in game. And they seem to be alluding to a lot more deeper lore that's in the game, but like isn't really like surface level. It seems like that's what the show's going to be kind of focusing on. Nice. Me and my partner are super excited about that. So even though you haven't watched the show or like played the games, I feel like you could watch the show and still enjoy it for anybody listening. But yeah, so that's why I've been watching. Super good. It's super, super good. And I don't think I've really been watching anything else because I've been drawing a lot more.
Yes, nice. Yeah. Very cool. Draw anything cool?
I've been doing on my Instagram art error. I've been doing a monster series, but I like drawing girls, so they're all gonna be girls. They're all gonna be girls. But the first one was a vampire, and I just uploaded my orc one yesterday. And then I'll probably also like post things that aren't that because I've just been doodling a lot too, just like drawing. But I think my next one's gonna be like Laguna type, like monster, you know what I mean?
Yeah, cool.
Super blue. Yeah,
I love that.
Thank you. Yeah, but that's about it, really. We went out to eat this last week, didn't we? That was this last week, right?
Yeah,
and that was delicious. Yeah. I could not stop thinking about the butter. What is it called? Texas Roadhouse. Yes. Yeah, Texas Roadhouse. I didn't know what it was called for a second. Okay, but that butter. So good. Yeah. Literally, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of want to go. I would go back again. But then you got a little bit sicky. Do you think it was because of what you ate, or do you think it was unrelated?
I don't know. It could be unrelated. I think it might have been the Frappuccino we got after.
Oh, that's right. I forgot we did that. But I was fine, so I was like confused. Maybe it just hit your body weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just landed in your stomach just different.
Weird, yeah.
Yeah.
I just remembered that on Monday there was the eclipse.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Duh. Did you look at it?
I was sleeping.
I would say so boring from here, just partial.
Yeah, I was gonna say so partial, but also I was asleep because I like graveyard and just fucking the worst timing. I was definitely asleep. By the time I woke up, it had happened like 4 hours ago. I was like, all right. But I loved seeing a lot of these like photos, like and videos. And stuff.
Once you see like a total eclipse, like the one I saw in 2017 was super cool. Like seeing a partial one is like, eh.
Yeah, your partner shared something on Facebook saying that in like 2045 or something like that.
I was seeing that,
that we're going to get a full one from here.
I was like, finally,
that's cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Did you see, I think you reposted it and I reposted it, but if I'm wrong, the TikTok video where he was trying to take a photo of a bird and the eclipse. Did you see that one?
Oh, I reposted it. It's the guy who's been planning that picture.
Yeah. And then he finally gets it.
Yeah.
And it's
so good.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I saw a video of a photographer saying that, and it's crazy to me because like you can know somebody for whatever amount of time and you're going to get engaged to them or whatever, but like to plan the engagement, obviously you want to put a lot
I
of thought
saw
into
that shoot. I saw that shoot. Yes.
And then she's just chilling. Like, she really wasn't expecting it. It was just a normal, she's like wearing jeans and like, they're so cute. I was like, that is like the most precious moment I could imagine. I was like, that's crazy. How could you say, like, I'd be so overwhelmed, I feel like, by joy. Not only are you like experiencing this full eclipse, you got the perfect shot also to remember, and you weren't even expecting that. And you're now getting engaged to somebody you love who cared about you enough to put in all this thought and stuff. So beautiful. So beautiful. Brought a tear to my eye. So yeah, that stuff about the eclipse has been getting to me. People are... I more than the eclipse itself, because I think it's cool, the way that people are reacting is what I think is even cooler. Okay, I love how much people are like loving it and like celebrating it. You know what I mean?
So like when I went to the eclipse, I went to Oregon. I went to the Eclipse Festival, and during the eclipse, people were getting crazy. Like at the festival, like either a bunch of people were like taking like a bunch of drugs, like blasting off, having like crazy experience. People were set up in tents, like having sex so they can conceive their kid during the eclipse.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so it was a trip.
That's crazy. That's really cool.
Craziest thing I saw after the eclipse was the amount. Okay, so I like woke up. I was like, okay, they just cleaned the porta potties. Everyone's like heading up the hill to go to the eclipse or whatever. I was like, I'm going to the porta potties. I go pee. After the eclipse, everyone's in line for the porta potties, and then all these girls just start popping a squat,
right
just
down
like
the floor,
like next to the porta potty, but like massive crowds of girls just
making
popping
a
squats.
trench of piss.
Yeah, they're just all going, taking turns, just like, it was the craziest thing I've seen, but yeah.
Was it on dirt?
Yeah.
It was like muddy and getting splashy.
I can't remember everything right now.
That's so nar. Ew.
I know, I was like, whoa. I was like, bold. I was like, glad I peed before.
It's like one time when I was a kid, we had to like make it. Well, we didn't make this stop. We got like, we're driving through the mountains or something, and the car got stuck in snow. And I had to pee so bad. And my parents told me like, get out here at the station, at the gas station, and go pee. But I was so grossed out by the outhouse that they had, because that's all they had. I was like, no, I can hold it. But then we got stuck in the snow, so I was like, no. I can't hold it. I gotta get out. So I got out, and I was like little, and I try to squat, and I'm like trying to hold my pants like forward more because I'm afraid I'm gonna pee on them, and I fall backwards into the snow, bro.
No way.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh.
So if I can help it, I won't squat, because I honestly
I
don't think I know how. Yeah, I don't think I know how to do it right.
That's okay. I need to watch you one time, and I'll give you directions.
Critiquing my form.
Yeah. I'm like, spread the knees.
That's too low. That's too low.
No, you want to get lower. Maybe that's your issue.
Maybe that was my issue. I was trying to float too much. Yeah.
No, yeah. I'd be popping squats everywhere, dude.
That's so funny, though.
Yeah. I'm like, when you gotta go. I'll be like pulling over on the freeway. I'm like, looks clear enough. I'm like obviously on road trips, like long road trips. Yeah. You just see me like by the exit. I'm like, hey.
It's like in town's exit. You're like right there by the Denny's.
Oh my gosh. You're like, I think that's Jess.
Like, beep,
I'm like, you got napkins?
Oh my god, I'm like, Denny's is right there. You're like driving past you.
I'm like, couldn't make it.
Oh, that's so funny. I was gonna say, have you ever seen that video? I also saw it on TikTok, but this was a while ago. But it was like, the story time or something was that this daughter and her mom were at some festival or type concert show thing, and there was a lot of people there, and they have like a bunch of porta potties that you could go into, and they were waiting. And then I guess these girls cut them in line or something. And so the daughter's like, hey, what are you doing? And then they just start brawling. And they start fighting over these porta potties.
Oh my gosh.
And they like fighting, and they end up like fighting all the way across all the porta potties. And by the time they get to the last one or the first one, somebody's coming out of it. So the door opens up at the perfect time, and they go into the fucking porta potty, and they're fighting on the porta potty floor. Disgusting. Disgusting. Right, I was like, the fight's not worth it.
Yeah, I've seen some nasty porta potties. My festival days.
Yeah, the fight's not worth it at that point. Like, let me get out of here.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah.
But you've been watching oh, sorry. You've been watching that Seeking Sister Wives still, or no?
Yes.
Okay, so I haven't been watching any of the new episodes, but I did find out something, and I didn't know if you already knew it. So
okay, I haven't seen the most recent episodes. So
well, the episode I watched with you, the one where they go to the bar and she's like, "Hey, me and my husband."
Yeah.
That girl was in a cult.
Oh, interesting.
And they were like a sex cult in a way, where like a part of it was that they all were with each other. Yeah. And so that's why she seeks out sister wives, is because of her cult lifestyle that she had before she joined the show.
Interesting.
And I was like, that's kind of messed up. Because I don't know if she was born into it.
Yeah.
Or, like, because I don't know how old the cult is, but, like, if she was born into it, is it really a choice?
Why don't you DM her? I'm just kidding.
She, like, gets me into the cult. Like, next thing you know, I'm, like, not around anymore. My partner's like, she left.
He takes your spot.
That's so funny. He's on here. Yeah, I don't know. Des just joined a cult. But yeah, I just thought that was really crazy. Because, like, I don't know. I feel like, what is that show called? Or what's the channel it's on? TLC?
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like we talk about, like, Honey Boo Boo and Mama June. Do you know about them?
I heard about them, never watched it. They're dance moms or something? Or no, what show is that?
She was a little, that's JoJo Siwa was a dance mom.
Oh, no. So
but
what did
Honey Boo Boo was a pageant kid.
Okay.
Yeah, she was like a little baby pageant kid. And I remember when I was a kid, that Toddlers and Tiaras, that's the first time I ever seen Honey Boo Boo. Okay. And I was like a kid, and I was watching that show with my mom. And I was like, this girl's crazy, because she would have some stuff called go-go juice. And it was basically just a bunch of sugar drinks, like, mixed together. And she would just, like, down it before her pageant shows. So she'd have a bunch of energy and, like, do her little dances and stuff. And besides that whole racket being weird, like, child pageantry, she ended up, like, growing up a little bit more and, like, deciding not to do it. But they loved her. The community loved her so much that she got her own show called Honey Boo Boo. And then that, like, focused on her family, including her father and her sisters. We later find out that her father, or I don't even know if he's I think he is biologically her father, but not the other daughters. Yeah. Is a pedophile. Oh, okay. And then she leaves him, or he leaves her, actually, for some other woman he meets. And this is all being documented on the show. This is all stuff we find out on the show. Oh, my gosh. And then Mama June ends up dating another man, and he's also. Oh, my God. And it just is, like, really weird. And she clearly has this issue. It's maybe not talked about right away, but she definitely does drugs. Like, really bad hard user. Oh, okay. And so we watch this. And that's what I mean. Like, TLC has this, like, pattern of just, like, allowing abuse. Like, also, like, in 90 Day Fiancé and stuff like that. Well, it's like that, like, when you watch nature shows, you can't, like, intervene. Yeah, you can't intervene. Oh, no. They're like, ugh. They want to so bad. But they can't, like, ruin it. Yeah. They're like, stop. It's not humane. Like, it's fucked up, though, because now, like, I don't know. I just thought, I don't really keep up with it nowadays, because she's, like, I think her name's Alana, and I think she's, like, 18 now, just turned 18 or something like that, and she was telling her mom, like, I don't know, it's always back and forth with her mom. One of her sisters just died recently, who was taking care of her for so long. Her sister was telling her mom, like, you spent all her money or whatever, like, don't you feel bad? And she's like, well, it's spent. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. Yeah. And it's just, like, no remorse. And it's just so sad, because this is, like, and it's always being filmed. Like, they keep signing contracts. The mom keeps signing contracts to have her family filmed, because it's, like, you know, money. But it's also, like, she's trying to do the Kris Jenner. TLC needs to stop and be like, we need to draw a line, bro. Like, you're also using this money for, like, not what you should be using it for. And I know they have no rights to tell her how to use her money, but if you know that, like, this is just going to lead to horrible things, why would you continue? It's like, obviously, I know why, but, like, still. It's just fucked up to think about. And that's what I think about when I think about this girl being from a cult and then joining a TV show by TLC called, like, Seeking Sister Wives, and that's part of her cult's thing. It's like, is that trauma? I don't know, but are we exploiting it? Yes. That's how I feel about TLC. And it's just, like, it sucks that it's just, like, so engulfing, and, like, people just, like, it's hard to look away. You know what I mean? You want to watch that, even if it's, like, a fucking dumpster fire or whatever. Like, I was super into the Honey Boo Boo stuff, and it made me so sad the whole time, but I still watched it, you know? Yeah. It's really crazy. Thank you.
Oh, those are my new pillows.
Are they comfy? Did you sleep with them already?
Yeah, we just talked about it, remember?
I actually don't. We did just talk about it?
Like yesterday, and you're like, yeah, I slept with my new pillow, and it was amazing.
No, you said I got my new pillows, and you said this is the box it came in. And I said, oh yeah, I slept with my pillow, and I was fine. Check the messages. Check the messages, because I don't remember you saying that. I don't remember you saying a review about them.
Hold on. We be talking a lot.
Yeah, I'm like, look, you just said lit. That's all you said. I said I slept with my pregnancy pillow yesterday and woke up amazing. You said lit. And then I said you busy and asked you to play Fortnite.
Oh. No, I told you during the game. That was really nice for my neck.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that, but okay, I believe that.
It's probably because we were winning so much. We were focused. Yeah, but like if you look at it, mine's taller because I'm a side sleeper.
That makes sense.
For back sleep, and I was like, nice. Yeah, my mattress gets here tomorrow, so.
Nice. Heck yeah. It's going to fit on the frame?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I want to see if, I'm going to ask my brother if he'll come over and, like, help me toss this one.
Yeah.
Probably at your place.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's right there. Just right there. Yeah. Let's see why that'd be an issue. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Honestly, don't remember.
That's okay. I was gonna say something and then I stopped because you were gonna say something.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's okay. I don't want to interrupt you.
Do you remember what you were gonna
say? No.
I went to the mall, and Attic Salt. It's been on sale. Like the whole store's been like 50% off, pretty much for like the last month or so. I think.
No, I haven't gone in.
Somebody at work told me that they were on sale like a while ago, and I finally went like not so long ago. But then I went again today because I was just okay. Let me start.
Wait,
from the beginning.
So,
what?
Never mind. I was gonna say so. I was gonna say something, but then people would know something, so I'm not gonna say it.
Okay. What would they know?
Hold on.
Okay. So yeah, let me start from the beginning. So I heard about a store the other day on Facebook called Heathens. Have you heard of that?
No.
It's a newer store. It literally opened like 7 days ago, maybe a week now. Okay. And I went today because it's supposed to be a goth store, and I was like, cool, we need one of those, like, because it's honestly very hard to find that kind of fashion online that's not drop shipped or fast fashion, you know what I mean? Like, I can find a whole bunch of cute gothic and alternative style clothing on Shein and all those other places, but those are all drop shipped, and I'm trying my absolute hardest to not buy fast fashion, and I'd rather pay a little bit more or a lot more to get something that is made quality than to just be made by little hands in a factory, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I go to this store, and I go in, and it's one wall of clothes.
Oh.
And so now I'm like, because I walk in and I think it's going to be a little bit busier, or maybe it'll be like wider or darker, maybe, like, so I can't really see anybody. No, it's like kind of bright in there. I mean, the aesthetics, whatever, but like it's kind of bright in there. They have couches, and there's two people who I assume work there are just sitting on the couch, and I'm looking at the clothing, and it feels awkward to me because it feels like all they can do is kind of just wait for me to either say something or do something or whatever. And they're like having their own conversation, so whatever. I'm like trying to look at all the clothes, and I'm getting kind of like red flags because I see Shein tags.
Oh.
And I was like, hold on, what? And it says like Shein something. Like, so clearly it's a collaboration that happened on Shein. Okay. And I'm like, what the like, how do I get drop shipped clothes in this store? Like, and you're going to charge me regular clothing prices.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I started getting like kind of annoyed at that. And then I keep looking and I see some leggings or like tights that kind of look similar to some ones that I have. And I was like, oh, do you guys work with Forest Inc., literally one of my favorite companies. That one of the ones that is super good quality if you do want to find stuff in that fashion style online, and they have all kinds of sizes. It's super inclusive. Anyway, and they say yes, and I was like, oh, that's really cool, because now that means I don't have to pay for shipping if they have the items here.
Yeah,
I can just get them.
And you'll probably get them fast.
Yes, and so I was like, that's really cool. But like I said, it's only one wall, so there's a very limited amount of items. And they said they're going to get more items. And they're trying to get more items bi-weekly. So I'm hoping I can go back and it'll have more stuff that I actually like. Because I'm just like, Force Inc. is great and that's awesome. And I'm glad that they're there. But I do not obviously approve of fast fashion. And then for it to be mixed, it's so hard for me to trust shopping at a store like that. Yeah. Because it's like, how do I know I'm not buying fast fashion if it's titled something else I've never heard of yet?
Yeah.
But I do try to do my due diligence and like look up brands and stuff. Like that's mostly when I'm shopping online. Like when I'm at the store, I'm not like pulling up the tag. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? So because I don't want to have to do that. So I don't know. I hope the store just gets better stuff and then we'll see. Cool. But they've only been open for a little bit. So
nice.
So it started there. Then I went to the mall. And then I went to the attic salt or whatever. They had everything on sale. I got cute little Karopi towel sets for the kitchen.
Nice. Very cool.
So cute. But yeah, the whole store is on sale. And I thought they were closing down, but they're not.
Are they just like making room for new stuff?
Yeah, I guess they got all the other stores that closed down's overstock and they have to get rid of it before they can get new stuff.
Yeah.
That's what the lady said. I was like, okay, that's cool. But that pretzel place that's right next to the food court, like right in the food court, had like a wall around it.
Yes, they're renovating.
Okay. I didn't know if they were going away or not. I was like, dang.
Okay, because so I love Wetzel's Pretzels. That's where my first job was ever. Mm-hmm. And everyone's like, Auntie Anne's is the best. Auntie Anne's is the best. So I'm like, okay, fine. And I literally tried one yesterday because everyone's like, get the pepperoni one.
Wait, you got a whole pepperoni pizza pretzel?
From Auntie Anne's, yeah.
I would have said go with the little bites, but
it's just so disgusting.
I honestly don't like the pepperoni one either. And that's why I'm saying I'm so lame that they told you to eat that one.
I know, and everyone kept saying that's the best one. Can't compare, but one of my coworkers, because we were talking about this at work, was like, no, I disagree with everyone. Wetzel's Pretzels. Like, me too. And I was like, let me give it a shot. And yeah, gross. And they give you cold fucking cheese, dude.
Oh yeah, that is probably one of the lamest things about them.
What is going on, dude? I was like, why is your cheese cold? I was like, gross.
That's pretty gross. It is really gross because it's kind of coagulated. It's like jelly.
Yeah. I was like, no. So,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and then I was like, and then I passed by Wetzel's Pretzels, and I was like, I went to the boba place, and I was like, do you know what's going on over there? I was so scared. Yeah, I was so scared.
No, I get it.
I was like, after hot dog on a stick, I was going to be heartbroken.
Yes.
And he's like, oh yeah, they're just remodeling. I was like, thank God. I was so worried.
Yeah, seriously, thank God. That's crazy. I can't say that I've had Wetzel's Pretzels too often. I typically do go to Auntie Anne's. I don't think that I personally have a preference. I just happen to go to Auntie Anne's more because I love their little bites, and I usually get that with the mustard, the honey mustard.
Oh, okay.
So the cheese, because I have gotten the cheese and it was cold, and I'm not down. It does not taste good either. So I agree with you.
Yeah.
So I totally get that, but I can't say that I for sure have had a Wetzel Pretzels in the last amount of years. I literally wouldn't know the last time I had one. So maybe you're right. Maybe they are way better. I have to try them.
I don't know. I didn't like the dough personally. That's what I didn't like.
I feel like the pepperoni that they put onto the pretzel I don't know. I feel like they have to cook that pretzel so much longer, and it feels gross to me. Like the pepperoni don't hit. It's just
I'm like, that's weird. I don't know why they would cook it more. That's not what we used to do at Wetzel's Pretzels.
I don't know. I ain't a pretzel chef. Like,
I know, it's okay. It's
I'm not
okay.
Pretzology.
I know, it's okay. Not
you're the
everyone's
pro.
goated.
Yeah, you're the pro. You're the pro.
Yeah, I can roll you a pretzel whenever.
It also might be part of, you know what? You know how like they say you eat with your eyes first and then your nose and then your mouth?
No, who says that?
Literally science. Because
okay, you're like, you know how they say. I thought you were gonna like people are talking about it all the time. I was like, I never heard that.
I just meant like so when you get a plate of food and you look at it, if it's plated nicely, you're more likely to intake it better than if it looked like, crappily thrown on there with like shit all over it.
Well, the pretzel looked beautiful.
Yeah, no, I'm just hold on. Hear me out.
Yeah.
So you see it and it's beautiful, whatever. But secondary, you smell. So if it smells bad but it looks good, you're not going to be able to taste it as well, because smell is really important to taste.
No, and it smelled good.
I wonder if a lot of people love Auntie Anne so much because it's right next to the Cinnabon, and the Cinnabon smells amazing. You know what I mean? I wonder if that's part of their senses, because they're getting that cinnamon gooey goodness, and on top of it, they're eating something buttery. So that's like it all forms in their brain to be like, this is the best. Yeah, maybe. I actually had a Cinnabon recently. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it was the one that was bought for our work, if it just tasted weird, because it was like one that's like pre-made and then you just heat it up. It's like, don't refrigerate it. It's like a little 12-pack or whatever. Oh. But they're not as good as they used to be. And one of the girls that works with me was like, oh, it's because they changed the recipe. They don't use butter on them anymore. And I'm like, what? What do they use?
I don't know.
Oh. I thought you had the answers.
No. And I was like, oh, and I was like, I'll try one right now. And I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, it doesn't taste as sweet.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh.
But
I don't know if it was like specifically those. So I was like, I guess I got to go back and get a big one or something.
One time when I was like in high school, I went to the mall and I didn't have like a lot of money, but I went to the mall anyway, and I was like, I guess I'll get a Cinnabon, right? Yeah. And I got a Cinnabon, but I didn't get a drink because I was trying to save my money. Okay. So I got this big ass Cinnabon, and it was like a pecan one. It was so good, but it was so like my mouth was so dry after it. It was so sweet. Yeah. I needed something to drink. It just felt like I was dying.
Oh, I usually so I don't go there often. Like the last time before I had that one was probably like maybe 10 years ago or more. I have no idea, yeah. Whenever. But I usually just get the plain ones, just with the icing.
Just icing. Yeah, I don't know. This was, I don't know what it's called either. Because I really don't go to those places typically.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But it was good. I remember it being good. Pecans are really good in my opinion. One of my favorite shelled nuts.
Okay, nice. Yeah. I was gonna say, so there's like this lady that has came to the salon a few times who's like looking for, I guess, okay, so I heard this story about some lady that showed up and then just started answering the phone behind the register and was like taking calls.
And she didn't work there.
And does not work there.
What the heck?
And then like, I guess, she talked to her manager and was like saying that she's licensed, that she needs a job, and like, but you can tell she's on drugs. She's like tweaking, and she's like, yeah, I don't have my ID, I don't have nothing, I don't have a phone, they stole everything. Whoo. And then like, and I was like, oh, that's crazy. And then like, when I was working the other day, this lady came in and was like, oh, hi, are you guys hiring? And I was like, she's like, I need an application right now. And the reason I went up to her to see if she needed something was because she reached over the register and was like feeling around. And then she printed out like receipt paper to write on. And she was like, oh yeah, I just like need an application to apply right now. And I was like, you do it online. We don't do it like, there's not paper ones. And she was like, oh yeah, well like I'm a hairstylist and like, okay. And she's like, I'm the best. She's like, you guys rent chairs out? And I was like, no, they don't rent chairs out. It's, hourly or commission depending on your skills and how much you make. And then she's like, oh, you guys don't do side by side? I can't just like stand there and work by you? And I was like,
she wants to catch the hairs as they're falling.
I was like, I don't know what that means. And she's like, oh yeah, no worries. I'm going to write down my number. And she's like, I got to be at Great Clips. They want me so bad. I'm supposed to be there at 3. It's 2:57, so I should go.
What?
Like, and I was
she's
like,
going to be a little late for Great Clips.
That's what I was saying. And then she's like, well, let me know. I need to work. I'm just trying to find somewhere before I go to Great Clips. And I was like, okay. And then she's like, oh wait. She's like, you want to make some money? And then she's like,
I got a pound for
she's
you.
like, if you guys want to come have some fun, like, she's like, we'll go to really nice parties at the GSR or what other, I think she said like one hotel downtown. I was like, oh, thanks. And she's like, yeah, really cool people, some good food, like, we have fun, like, you could do some hair or something. And I was like,
what?
Yeah,
you could do hair at the fun?
Yeah, I don't know what was going on. And I was like, oh, yeah, thanks. And she's like, yeah, just call my number. She's like, that's my Nana's phone, though, so just ask for me. And
That's crazy.
And I was like, okay. Leaves. And then my coworker's like, oh, that's the lady that was answering the phone. And I was like,
did she look like she was on drugs to you?
Yeah, she looks kind of like weird. And
what kind of drugs do you think she was on?
I don't know. I guess I don't know enough people on certain drugs to like pinpoint
That's
it.
True.
But yeah, I was like, okay. And then like, I think the next day or 2 days later, I was telling my manager, I was like, oh, hey, that girl came. And she's like, oh, did she? And then like I jinxed it because like not even 10 minutes later, she walks in and she's like, oh, hi.
She didn't get hired at Great Eclipse.
She's like, I'm looking for a job. And then my manager's like, yeah, I already talked to you. Like, we're not hiring right now. And then my manager's just like, what a shame. Like, you know, because if what she's saying is true, she's wasting her
potential
and potential doing other stuff. And I was like, yeah. But I was like, random.
Wow.
And she looked worse when she came in that day. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, dang.
That's heartbreaking, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I hope she's hired at Great Clips or wherever.
Yeah.
Whoever wants her. I just, I think that is really rough. I think I agree with your manager or whatever that, like, because, I mean, even if she's not telling the truth, even if she isn't as amazing as she says, the potential cannot be past what she is at now because she just doesn't allow herself because of what she's doing. And that's unfortunate, but.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
What?
Do you want to do word of the day?
Oh, yeah, you have one already?
Yeah. I'll look at those groans out.
I got a Bluey shirt at the mall at Hot Topic.
Okay, I know what I was gonna say. Oh, I guess we could leave this in. I was gonna say, have you seen the new season?
Of Bluey?
Yeah.
Well, define new season.
Or like
only
whatever
2 episodes
just
I
came
haven't
out.
seen. There's 2 episodes I haven't seen.
Okay, I haven't seen any of them.
The new one is called The Sign, which I've been waiting for it to come out.
Okay.
And I didn't realize this other episode had already came out while I was waiting for this one. So that one's the newest one, and I am going to watch them probably tonight.
Are they dropping live like on Disney?
They're on Disney Plus, yes.
Okay.
So it is an Australian show, and I found out recently that Disney doesn't have all the episodes on there because of content or whatever that they don't agree with. But that's fine, whatever. You can probably find them online. Disney Plus, though, does promotion. So, like, if Bluey's going to have a new episode out, they tell you when it's going to come out.
Yeah,
so to say, like, because it came out I think it came out on the 13th or the 12th.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I was just wondering because I've been seeing like TikToks of people just sobbing.
I
and
know.
They're so happy.
Oh, don't spoil it for me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I haven't seen it.
It's so cute. It's called The Sign, and I thought it was going to be about a wedding, but then I saw a picture that Disney Plus was promoting, and it's a for sale sign for their house, and I was like, "What does this mean?" So I'm super excited. I love Bluey. So I just got a blue shirt. I can't wait to wear it. I'm gonna wear it to work. It's like tie-dye colored and stuff.
Cute.
Okay.
Word of the day is abscond.
Can you spell that?
ABSCOND.
Abscond?
No, the pronunciation says scanned.
Abscand?
Yeah.
Abscand. I abscand any further information. Does that work?
Kind of. It says verb run away usually includes taking something or somebody along.
Oh, so it's something you do. Like I've abscand.
It says abscand is to escape, often taking something along. As a kid, you may have abscand from your lemonade stand with the coffee can of cash in hand, and your bewildered sister still filling up the cup for your customers.
You may have abscand from your lemonade stand. I'm having such a hard time making that like a sentence in my head for some reason because I want to say abscanded. You know, like I want to add the eds in there, whatever.
That's so funny. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Nice word.
Yeah.
Abscand.
Yes. Oh, I went to the emergency vet.
Oh, yeah.
To get Moon checked out because she had... Poor Moon, dude. She'd be having all these weird things. But she had like this weird little like bump under her arm. Mm-hmm. And then I like flipped her over because it's like in a weird spot. So I had to like rub her belly and then like look at it. And it looked kind of like full of pus, maybe like swollen something. And I thought it might be like a bug bite or something. And then you had seen it, and then it like was draining that next day, and then it scabbed over, and then I was like cleaning it off, and like the whole scab came off, and it was like pretty deep. So I tried to get her in with her vet, but they didn't have like any openings right away. So I ended up going to the emergency vet, and I'm there for like hours waiting.
Yeah.
And like, I seriously think they like just forgot about her. Like, I don't know. We got there, and then there was some people there. They left. There was a bunch of people that came after us who also left before us. And then like after like 4 hours, I was like, hey, I was like, can I get an update? Because they took her in right away. And like, they're like, oh yeah, we're about to pull you into a room. And then I wait in this room for like another almost hour. And
what
then
the fuck?
the doctor comes in to talk to me. I was like, dude, they don't even talk to you after they pull you into the room. You still have to wait in the next room. And then she was like, oh yeah, so we checked it out. We shaved around the area, and then we just cleaned it. And I wouldn't stitch my dog up, so it should be able to heal fine. And they gave her some meds. And I was like, dude, I feel like there's no way it took you guys so long to just do that. So I feel like maybe she got put in a room or got like, what, I don't know where they go.
Yeah.
And then like, she just like, no one put her name down or something. I don't know.
I don't know how it works either.
Yeah.
Sometimes I, like when I take the girls in to their vet appointments and stuff, they do holds because they're so short staffed, so they can't do in room anymore for the most part. Like if it's quick, they can do it sometimes, or for checkups and stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember like thinking that too one time. Like they took one of my dogs in, and it was like all day I'm waiting, and it's like they're about to close, like not too long, and I'm like, can I pick up my dog at some point, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, we were just about to call you. It's like, were you, or did you forget that you needed to call me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know, I would like to give them the benefit of the doubt. It is probably short staff, it's probably a hard thing, but like it is a little frustrating for the owners or for the parents to be like, well, I want my baby, and you haven't told me anything about them. They're just gone.
You're like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Did they tell you what it was, though? Or
No, they don't know. They have no idea.
Huh.
They said it just doesn't look infected. I was like,
Moon.
Cool.
Always getting into
I'm like, another $400. I was like, all right, then. Okay, bye.
Thanks, Moon.
And, yeah, she's doing good.
That's good.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say, have you heard that Reddit story yet that, like, is pretty recent, like recently resurfaced because of an update, but it's about like the first like post is like talking about how it's this girl's sister-in-law because her brother's gonna marry her.
Okay.
And they're gonna go on the trip or whatever, and she wants this like bougie Airbnb.
The bride wants the bougie Airbnb? Okay.
Yes. And the sister's in the wedding party, and there's the other bridesmaids. And it's like...
Yes.
23
I already
something
know.
a night.
Wait, I think I do know what you're talking about. The one
like,
where she asked them for money?
Yes, and she asked them for $650 each.
Which is a lot of fucking money, because there's a lot of people in the bridal
Airbnb,
party.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, for that price, yeah. And,
yeah, she got a lot of money.
And just for the Airbnb, and then they find out that her dad gave her the money to pay for the Airbnb. So did you hear the next update?
Yes, where the mother-in-law said that you better pay them back, or else I'm telling my son or whatever that you stole this money, or basically, or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I got to.
Oh, and then you didn't hear any updates after that?
I don't think so.
Okay, so basically, they're like, what's going on? The money gets spent, the $7,000.
Oh, like what it was spent on?
Yeah, it's an ice sculpture, a goose
she
ice
says,
sculpture.
yeah, she was trying to tell them that it was an ice sculpture the whole time. But then they see it, and it doesn't make sense. They're like, this doesn't seem like it's this much money.
Yes, and they're
so
like...
then they find out.
What do they find out?
She spent it on her ass, right? She got a fucking ass job, I thought.
No. Okay, so they still go to the trip, right? And they decide, like, since we got fucked over, we're going to take our boyfriends and we're going to go...
To the Airbnb.
Yes, and they have their own little trips. And they hadn't seen the bride in 48 hours. And they just see, like, two nurses wheelchair her up into her room, close it. And they're like, we can't tell you what happened, but she's fine. And then so the sister calls and calls her, the bride's mom and was like, "What's going on?" And then she got a boob job.
Oh, a boob job. I thought she had her ass worked.
And that was in the plans since the beginning.
Yeah, she took the money knowing what she was spending.
And did you hear the update after that?
What?
Okay, so I heard this on Two Hot Takes.
Okay.
And like Morgan is actually messaging the sister, and it's like a whole thing. She has had to be quiet because legal reasons.
They're suing her.
Wait. So, they find out that, okay, so they get screwed. They can't get the money back. It's spent, whatever.
Yeah.
The brother finds out that she's been having an affair. And so the wedding's called off.
Whoa, thank God, before they got married.
Yes.
I thought, so that was during the trip or what? That they found out she was having an affair. Okay. Do we know with who?
Let me get there. Okay. And so the husband or fiance, ex-fiance is like, hey, so tell me where did this money go to? Was it to your boob job? Blah, blah, blah. No. Apparently, she's having the affair with the surgeon that gave her the boob job.
She got it for free and kept the money?
For free. No. When she was at his office getting her consultation, so the surgeon's wife was there.
What?
Just happened to be there at the same time. And a pair of like diamond Tiffany earrings had gone missing from her jewelry like collection.
Bitch stole them.
And she was wearing them at her appointment. So she saw them and like knew like
messy
something was up. And then like I guess she told the husband something, and then the surgeon like says, hey, did you like, what's going on? And she's like, oh, I don't have them anymore. And then he's like, oh, well, if you like still, I can't remember
like
exactly.
Pay it back?
Yeah. And she's like, I'm going to make it up to you. Like, how much are they? And they're like a little bit over 7,000. So she used the money to send it to the surgeon so he could to replace the earrings.
Are you joking me?
Yes, and they kept, doing whatever.
Wait, the wife was okay with it as long as she got her earrings back or paid
no,
for?
I'm assuming not.
Oh.
And so like we don't even know if she got the earrings back or not.
I don't even know what the fuck's happening at this point with them.
It doesn't go into it. But yeah, the sister hasn't been able to post anywhere because the surgeon's legal teams are after her because he's a very famous plastic surgeon.
You think it's the one on TikTok?
Known. No, we can't speculate. They'll come for us.
Oh my God. Okay.
Literally.
Well, I won't.
I don't know, like well-known, like statewide. She's not allowed to disclose the state. She's not allowed to disclose anything because he's so famous. God. And then like, I don't know, plastic surgeons.
Did they not go to Florida for the trip?
Was it Florida?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
If that's in there, if that's a detail in there, that's already telling. So I hope that I don't know, because I mean, not telling about who it is, but at least the state that they were in. I don't know,
because she could have flown out to get the boobs done anywhere.
She was only gone for 2 days.
I know, flying doesn't take long.
But it's hard to get on a plane after you have a surgery. Like that's why they rather you stay in town
unless
after you
it's
get
a
it
PJ.
done. When my friend got a PJ?
Private jet.
Oh, duh. I was like, what's that? Oh, that's how broke I am. I don't know what a PJ is. But
like pajamas?
I was like, okay. No, I was gonna say when I had a friend who got a little bit of stuff done, and she had to before she made her appointment, before they sold her appointment spot or whatever, she had to have a hotel ready basically, or they get you a hotel ready or something, but you have to have those days for sure off so you can stay in the town. Because they just drop you off to the closest thing and you'd rest. It'd be really hard to get back on a plane. Yeah. And I'm not going to speculate.
I mean, you can do it. Really you just have to be careful because of the elevation.
Right.
Pop.
But does that work? Does that? I think that's extreme. I think if it's extreme.
Well,
drops.
that's what I'm saying. When you're going ascending, descending.
That's true. But yeah.
So that's
crazy.
The update. Yeah. And then she like patches in another update with like that extra stuff. But
dang.
And that's all we know for now.
Well, I was gonna say, okay, that's all we know for now, but like, I don't really know. Like, I feel like I'm missing a little bit of information. Can you tell me or not that like the sister who's messaging the girl on Two Hot Takes, knows for a fact that this woman was having an affair with this?
Yes, because
surgeon?
That's her brother. Her brother's the husband.
Right, I know that
Yeah,
he's the one
yeah.
who got cheated on, but he's only listening to what she's telling him as well, right? How did he find out?
Yeah,
And also,
she told him.
right, and she's the woman,
The wife.
the cheater,
Yeah.
and she's like saying, "Yeah, the wife was there, and my earrings, and da da da."
Yes. Well, and then
that's what I spent the money on.
The surgeon's legal team has been going for the sister for posting about it. Because I guess the story has gone super viral.
Yeah.
And it's been on a bunch of podcasts.
But if she hasn't even said who he is, don't you think that would be so much worse for him to like come after somebody when you haven't even been named?
Yeah, well, that's why I'm pretty sure he has enough money to keep everything under wraps.
But it never was out of wraps. That's what I'm saying. Like, isn't it more suspicious to be like putting yourself out there to be like, hey, stop doing this?
Obviously, when you go for someone, you have to say who it's coming from, you know?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why he's putting himself out there, or the surgeon's putting themselves out there by going after them legally.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, we wouldn't have known that they were so passionate about this. My first instinct was to think this girl's lying because she just pocketed all the money. That's what I would have thought. Like, girl, what kind of crazy story? You're cheating with this man, and then his wife comes over and she sees you have the earrings. You don't have the earrings. You need to pay her the money for the earrings. That don't make any sense. Like, not like that's super like sketchy. But I guess if it really did happen, like that's a shitty way to lose everybody's money. But like, I could also see her pocketing the money. So before knowing, oh, he's coming after them legally, I would assume she was just lying.
Yeah.
But now I know that, okay, this guy definitely is doing all these things. And like, and you can look up court cases and stuff. You can look up legal, like who's versus who all the time.
Yeah.
So,
but I don't know. I'm like, everything has a price. I'm like, depending on how much money he has.
That's true.
Everything's just like in the secret folder. You have to have so much money to look at these files.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true.
So
that's true.
But crazy.
Yeah, that's literally insane. Actually, it's like because I remember the little bit of the first part, but I had no idea about this other stuff. So that's really crazy. But did you?
And like no one. Okay, I mean, obviously, everyone who listens to this podcast isn't even like that big of people, but like the only people that know are the people that listen to that podcast, Two Hot Takes, because she hasn't posted the updates anywhere because of legal reasons.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. You didn't hear it here.
You heard it on Two Hot Takes. Just kidding.
If you talk about this, quote them, not us.
Go listen for yourself. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, they're great. I was gonna say, have you heard of that? What is it called? Like, it was kind of viral for a while. It was called like 36-part story or something like that. And it was like,
I didn't.
Who did I get married? Or
I didn't like watch it or hear about it, but I just know that someone's like, oh yeah, there's this crazy story about whatever.
Yeah, I was on my group, the White Guilt Trade post, and somebody had posted in the cookout that like about this story and that they watched all the parts and they wrote down it was a synopsis basically of everything that happened in all the videos. And I read it all. I read it, every single line. I read it. And it was the craziest fucking story about somebody who just will not stop lying.
Yeah.
Just lies. And sometimes it makes sense. And sometimes it makes zero sense. The lies make sometimes don't even benefit him in any way. But he just keeps lying. And there's just some people who are built that way.
Yeah.
I don't know what makes a pathological liar, but that man was one. It was really intense. Like, from the beginning of their great relationship all the way through, he like has all this money and stuff. He's like paying her bills while they're dating. She's like, I've never had a man take care of me like this. They get together, they're living together. He's like saying his grandma died, so he has to go out of town. He's going out of town. He comes back. He has to go to town. His aunt like died. I don't know. His aunt, some other aunt shows up. There's just like all these things happening. And then she's like, finds out he's lying about having no money. She doesn't know how he's been paying her bills. Like, where's the money coming from?
Yeah.
Nobody knows where the money was coming from because he never had a job the entire time.
That's crazy.
I don't know how he stayed afloat, but he just
probably
kept lying
selling that
to people.
booty.
Yeah, well, I think he was like, I need money from so and so, and then he'd use that for this.
Just like borrow, just like a
stuff like that.
Yeah, okay.
And so then basically he was just burning bridges. His whole entire family, like once they found out about her, because her story was kind of going viral, they contacted her and were like, look, like half of these people he said is dead are not dead, and like
holy crap,
he's burned bridges with every single one of us. Like none of his brothers and sisters talked to him, and I was like, what a fucking crazy, but like story. Because, like, how do you get, like, with somebody and marry somebody all of a sudden? Like, no judgment. But how do you get with somebody and marry somebody and never meet their family?
I don't know. Some people like say like, oh yeah, like they're distant. I'm not close to them, or like there's situations where people are like, oh yeah, like they were never there for me, so like I don't
Oh,
have.
I forgot
What?
the craziest part of the story, or like to me that was the craziest. Is she was saying that he had such a great relationship with his brother because she would always hear him talking on the phone with him, and then
Oh
when the
my
brother
God,
contacted
I
her
saw
and
that.
told her that he never talks
He was
to
just
him,
pretending to talk on the
like straight up
phone.
be like, oh hey babe, like talking to my brother, and she'd be like, oh hey, and he'd be like, oh she says hey, oh he says hey back, like it's like so crazy, like that's nuts.
That's some real crazy stuff.
That's nuts. Remember that one time I told you, right? About that one time that one person I know who's like a fucking liar tried to get me to hang out with them before I realized they'd been lying to me their entire like time I've known them. The one with the family that said that they died in an accident.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like that just reminded me of that. Just like the pathological lying for no reason literally benefits them none, and just like, yeah, my family died, horrible car accident, I've lost my wife, I've lost my 6-year-old child.
Yes,
I'm so depressed, I'm thinking about doing all these crazy drugs and hurting myself, and I'm like being compassionate, like, holy fuck, that is a terrible thing to experience. I'm like feeling heartbreak for this person, like imagining if it was my family. Years later to get a message from them, and they're telling me that this child who is supposed to have been dead needs to be going to this school or something.
Yes,
like they need to take him on Monday or something to some school, and I'm like, okay, hold on. Things are not adding up.
Yeah, no, that's like so crazy, because then right now when you just said that, I was just thinking about like my one friend was telling me that like this guy was talking to her, and like he had said that like his kid died a long time ago, and like blah 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 blah, and then like it turns out like he has a whole fiance and like has 2 kids in town that are like alive, and like supposedly like just all this crazy stuff, and like not anything of like what he said, and I'm like, that's crazy, like to just be like, oh yeah, they're dead, like, no,
why death, death, always death, that's so fucked up and weird.
I'm like, that's like they're missing that, like I don't even know what that switch is.
I don't know either, because like to me, I don't know, maybe it's my what is it called, like where I just what is it called, where you like believe in like walking under the ladders or breaking glass?
Superstition.
Superstitious. I'm like super superstitious in the sense that like I believe like putting it out there, right? Like you put it out there, it might happen.
Manifesting.
Yeah, it might happen. So when I need to go home sick, if I've ever needed to go home sick, and it's like literally nothing to do with me physically or something, I could never, like I've known people who lie about this, I could never lie about my animals. I would never say, my dog, it needs an emergency, I need to go home. Like I would never, because then one day that will be the fucking case. Yeah. That's so fucking scary to me. So for you, somebody who actually has a child, to say, yeah, I have a child who's dead. Yeah. But you know they're alive. Like you're fucking psychotic. Yeah. Like you don't know what you're putting on your kid, bro. That's so weird to me. It gives me shivers. I don't like thinking about it. But anyway, I don't like that. So let's not.
Let's not do that, guys.
Let's not. And so I was listening to Soul Boom, Rainn Wilson's new podcast. Yes. If you guys don't know who Rainn Wilson is, he's Dwight Schrute on The Office. And he's also in an episode of The Last of Us, which was really, really good episode. Anyway,
and he's also the host, Terry Carnation, on Radio Rental,
which I just told our coworker to start listening to, but I didn't send it to her because I'm dumb and I forgot. So I will send it to her after this. But I was listening to his new podcast called Soul Boom, and his first episode has my favorite podcaster, Rick Glassman from Take Your Shoes Off, on it. And he, in Soul Boom, I guess his ultimate goal is, what he claims is that he's trying to have a deeper conversation, a more connected conversation about spiritual and ways that we live, and just the person themselves, every person that he gets on there, but not necessarily religiously. Okay. Their first conversation does open up about that. What's the difference between religious and spirituality? Okay. And is, you know, where spirituality, I don't know, listen to the episode. It's a really, really good episode. Okay. I've listened to it maybe 4 times. I'm not lying. I watched it twice and listened to it alone, to just audio twice. And it's really good. They both are really intellectual people who have great conversation together. They bring up autism and being diagnosed with the help of like professionals, but also like the signs that kind of got him there, because as some people know, as an adult, it gets harder to diagnose yourself or diagnose anybody with autism, because as you grow up, you just learn to adapt and you learn things and to mask and stuff like that. So you don't even realize. And they talk about, you know, it's a spectrum. It's not really. And that like kind of it very topical for me specifically, just because like I've had these thoughts about that too. When Rick talks about it on the podcast, it feels so relatable. It feels so incredibly relatable, and it's just like a breath of fresh air, because I feel like for a lot of people, it's easy to feel misunderstood. So when you finally hear a little nugget of advice or a little nugget of thoughts that just resonates, it is so relieving. Like, holy shit. Because yeah, you might be aware that you're not the only one experiencing what you're experiencing, and that you are not alone in anything. Yeah. But sometimes it still feels that way. And just to get that little reassurance, like, you really aren't. Like, there are people who really, really think this way and really feel this way. Is so good. And I really suggest people listen to that episode, because it was really touching for me. And Rainn Wilson goes into things that he thinks about when it comes to that. Rick is a Jewish man, so he talks about that and how it's not really religious. It's more of a community for him. It's more like of that nature. And I can totally understand that, because while I do not personally subscribe to any religious views, I understand when I'm talking to people who do, that it is a community. It is a community-based thing typically. Like, when I find people have these great connections to it and stuff like that, it is typically like they've helped me through this, or it really got me through this, or whatever, and they find a sense of community and a belonging and whatever. And that truly is what the goal of finding out, like, or finding what you want to subscribe to or whatever, to get you to the end of the road, right? That's really what we're doing, is like just trying to make it to the end and just have comfort in that. And whatever way that makes you, as long as you're being a good person about it. I don't think religions are technically bad. I do think there's people who abuse it, and I do think there are bad ways to go about it. I think people sometimes pretend it's a religious thing, and it's really not.
Like that one guy from Seeking Sister Wife.
Yes, who's always saying God spoke to him. God told me I needed another wife. It's stuff like that. Like, it gets dangerous, and I mean, people believe things.
I'm not the biggest fan of organized religion.
Right. Yes. And I totally understand that too, because and I know so many people with religious trauma, you know.
Well, I hate how guilt trippy, like, religion is. And then they're like, give me your money. I'm like,
give me your money.
I'm like, obviously, it goes to the church. Supposedly, you don't know what the heck it's going to.
Because it could go to the pastor and his family.
And I'm like, you guys, where's the bucket for us to take out?
I need money. Where's the leave a penny, take a penny? It's like that. But do you subscribe to the belief in God or gods or something like that?
Something.
Okay, so something. And they do talk about that on Soul Boom too, about how, like, right now, I guess, in the world, the highest growing population of religious thought or whatever is spirituality. It's not really religious based. And I think that's really cool and really interesting that, like, I mean, more and more kids and generations are like opening up the idea that, hey, I don't know. The idea is that I don't know what's up there. Like, but it could be, and I'm okay with that, or I'm okay with it being nothing. And still being able to live your life and going through that is really cool.
Well, I like I listen to a lot of NDEs, which is near death experiences. And it's really interesting that, like, they all have that thing where they go to whatever they believe God is or whatever, and, like, have that, like, life recap and blah, 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 you know? And it's, like, not just one person. It's so many people throughout centuries that, like, almost die and come back and say,
different
you know,
things,
they saw something, they went somewhere, they talked to something.
I've also heard saw nothing. And came back. And that's, like, you know, very believable too.
They just cut out for a second, came back. I don't know. It's very interesting.
That is really interesting, and I wonder. I think they talk about this on Soul Boom too. They talk about, like, is religion then the idea, the thought of what's going to happen afterwards, and spirituality is the thought of living life now until then.
Okay, I like
and
that.
I like that. I do like that, because I do feel like if you think about it, that is kind of what religion is like. Religion is kind of getting you ready for when you're dead. Like, it's like, do all these things so when you're dead, you live a good life. You live a great life. Instead of like, hey, live a good life now before it's too late to keep living, you know?
Yeah, which sucks because you should just be living in the present every day anyways.
Try to. Because what is it? What is if you step on tomorrow and you step on the past, then you're pissing on today?
Oh, I haven't heard that. I thought you were going to say the classic, tomorrow is a mystery, yesterday was history, today is a gift. That's why it's called present.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I like them both.
I've never heard yours.
Like
Must be a your generation thing. Just kidding.
It's but it's both very true. They're both very true. Just if you don't kind of be present, then you are squandering that, because then what are you gonna have to look back on? What are you looking forward to? If you just keep looking forward all the time, you cannot focus on now. And there's so much important things going on right now that need your attention. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing to let everybody know.
Yes,
Definitely. Pay attention to your surroundings in a metaphorical and physical sense.
Yeah.
Definitely stay aware and learning, and be conscious of the things you're saying and you're doing. And I think it is important to be present, but it is okay to set goals for yourself in the future.
Yeah.
You know, so that you can work at them now. Look at what you need to do now to get there.
Yeah. I know. I just reshared like a post I shared whatever years ago on Facebook, and it's just like my status just said, check your priorities, because and that's it. That's all the post says. Because sometimes you forget what your priorities are and stuff gets blurred, and
check in with yourself.
Sometimes you're just doing stuff for what reason, or
exactly. And then I feel like when people get in a habit of doing that, of just like doing things to do them, you lose that sense of. And then you start feeling like that. You're like, why am I doing this? What the fuck is the point of anything? And that is not a great way to live. That is like a miserable fucking way to live. Trust me, I know. I feel like I definitely have been there in that spot. I feel like probably a lot of people get in there, and it's impressive, and I commend anybody that gets out of those ruts and just like reevaluates, thinks, and talks to themselves, because those open lines of communication are important for everybody, but it's really important when you talk to yourself. Be open and be honest with yourself. What do you want? Because you are the only person who is going to get you there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was going to say, have you ever done any of those, like, they're always like advertised on like TikTok, those like inner workbooks, or like me neither. But I was like, I wonder. I was like, because I feel like that's a good way to talk to yourself through journaling if you don't know like how else to do it.
I have a small tip, I guess, about that, because I journal a lot.
Yeah, me too.
I love, especially when I'm having a bad time. I feel like I journal more, which is probably whatever. But use it as you will. And I feel like something you can do, there are journals like that. Yeah. You could also make your own. You can literally ask yourself those questions that you want to ask yourself on the regular. You know what I mean? Like, what are my goals for the week? Or like, what is my money goal? Or what is my health goal? Or what is my mental health goal? Or whatever. Write that down blanks, obviously, so that when you do feel the mood or the need to write things down, they're already written for you, and you don't have to really think about it. And then you just answer, and you be honest with yourself. And also, if you're just gonna like jot things down, as I do, like you just let all your thoughts go, that's an amazing way to journal, because then you can go back and reread it and really pull out what you meant. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think that's cool.
Yeah, definitely. I was cleaning out like some of my stuff, trying to like declutter. And I like found one of my old notebooks, and like I had forgotten, I don't remember like at what point, but it's like I was flipping through the pages, and it's just like pages and pages of just like what I'm grateful for that day, or like it just like lists, or like I was gonna say next recording, I'll like read some of
I
it.
love that. Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I saw a book today at the store that was moon phases, and I thought it was just gonna be like
Cute,
a calendar for moon phases, but it's not. It's each day is a blank moon, and you fill it in with what the moon is, and then it has all these questions. How did you feel today?
Nice.
How do you feel the moon impacted that and stuff? And I think that's cute. It's like a very, and I think it's cool to like look online and get inspired for those types of things. Because
I know, because people have like, and I haven't done it, but I know a lot of people use like mantra apps where like it'll like give you a notification. It's like a cute little mantra or something.
Love that.
Yeah.
Definitely. Little things and to keep you going and keep your mind positive.
Yes. Unrelated, I just remembered. Okay, so now that like I was like, I'm gonna just listen to my audiobooks as close as I can to like the renewal, so I can at least like get a good chunk. But gosh, it's so good. The book's getting so good.
The second
yes,
one?
the second book, and it's
was it
crazy.
A Trial of Roses?
It's a court of, I believe. Hold on, let me double check. But yeah, it's getting wild.
That's cool.
A Court of Mist and Fury.
A Court of Mist and Fury. Nice. That's the second book, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. How many books are there?
I don't even know.
Oh, okay. You're just in it for the ride. You're like, however many are there.
However many.
That's cool.
I know there's like a big stack though. Cause in that like TikTok video that was like showing you how to read them in order, she had like piles and piles of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah.
Well, that's cool. I got a poem book. Maybe it'd be cool to hear your gratefulnesses on your on next episode. That'd be really cool, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe I can find something of mine. If not, maybe I'll post old art or something.
Oh, okay. For that specific series, it says that there's 5, and then there's like additions to them,
like spin-offs.
Yes. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'll say something cool we could do. I mean, if you guys care or want to know more about us, is like a AMA, ask me anything type thing. Like, send us in some questions, and we could
answer.
like, yeah,
I'd be down to do that if you guys do have any questions.
Yeah, you can.
I want to say nothing's off limits, but try not to be weird. Other than that, I feel like I'll be as honest as possible.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could DM us on Instagram, Facebook,
Twitter, or
Twitter,
X.
X.
We're available.
Email us. Use the Google form. Whatever. Yeah.
But for now, thanks for joining us on another episode.
Yeah. In the abyss. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.